Boy, what's up, everybody? Whew. He's been with me in the trenches. Oh my goodness, the trenches. I want to say, anybody glad that he's been with you in the trenches. Raya B. So nice. Caso. Dedicated. So I'm up anyway. I might as well go ahead and give me a word. Clarity Candles, where we get our candles from. Yeah. Just wave at me just right quick if he's been with you in the trenches. Ooh, he's so good to us. He's so good to us. He's been with you in the trenches. In the trenches. In the trenches. In the trenches, Queen. In the trenches, Trina. In the trenches. In the trenches. In the trenches. Woo! In the trenches. In the ditch. In the ditch. In the ditch. I kind of treat this first experience on Sunday morning like our first service, Pastor Jacques. It's a little different. Can't keep doing the same thing all the time. It's boring. In the trenches. Ezekiel chapter 16 said, I was passing by you one day and I noticed something. Ezekiel 16:4 says, I know how you were treated on the day you were born. Let me tell you what that means, the day you were born. That means the day you woke up. I saw how you were treated when you finally woke up. When you finally woke up and said, you know what? I don't have to take this anymore. When you finally woke up and said, you know what? I got a lot of people in my life that I call my friend, ain't my friend at all. When you finally woke up, he said, I saw how they treated you when you woke up. When you finally came into an understanding. He said, I was passing by you, and guess what? You were in the trenches. Did you hear what I said? I said, you were in the trenches. He said, I passed by you, Ezekiel chapter 16. He said, watch this. Your umbilical cord wasn't even cut. You're just coming into this realization. You hadn't even really reached your full level of maturity yet. But look at what he said. You weren't washed and clean with water or rubbed with salt. You know, back then when a woman had a baby, that's the first thing they did, wash them off with water and salt them down. You were just laying there, a bloody mess. Verse 5 said, no one took pity or cared enough to do any of these things for you. I want to talk to people right now who do everything for everybody else. And you have so many, listen to this word, compassionless people who didn't do the basics for you. After, I'm trying to calm down. After all you did for them, they couldn't even do the basics, much less go to the next level. He said, you were despised on the day of your birth. Isn't it funny how people can turn on and off? As long as you were doing it their way, as long as you were behaving the way they wanted you to do it, as long as it was everything that as long as that was okay, long as I was laying up with you, long as I was washing your clothes, long as I was paying your bills, long as I was helping you. He said, you were despised on that day. I didn't believe anybody can talk to you like that. And then pull stuff out of you that you regret you said even now. You were despised on the day of your birth. Despised. Watch this. And thrown out into an open field. Okay. I'm starting to see my way through this, but it basically means I was out here left alone. Taking care of these kids alone. Not just alone physically. That's good. Keep your little stuff over there. I'm talking about alone mentally, alone financially, left alone. But I tell you one thing. I'm out here in this field. Verse number 6. He said, when I happened to come by you, here it is, y'all. I saw you flailing about in your own blood. I saw you, this is Ezekiel saying, I saw you flailing about in your own blood, your own sacrifice. You're bleeding, hemorrhaging as it were. Bloody, a bloody mess. Nobody washed you. Nobody cleaned you. Nobody helped you. Nobody had pity on you. Nobody had compassion or mercy for you. Just always take. Till they drain you. And I saw you flailing about like a fish out of water, trying to live, trying to gasp for air. God, I saw you in the trenches. I saw you in the trenches. I saw you in the trenches. I'm not talking about your public life that you sure about and you put on Facebook, your wonderful little selfies on Facebook. This picture you can't put on Facebook because you have no makeup, you have no eyelashes, you have no eyebrows, all you have are puffy eyes. He said, I saw you while you were still there, alone, fearful. Am I gonna be able to make it? I messed up my money the first half of my life. Now I'm at the second half of my life. And I'm wondering, or the 1/3 of my life, I need to get myself together. Am I gonna have enough left? I'm scared. I saw you flailing about in your own blood. He said, but while you were bloody, he said, I shouted, live to you. While you were bloody, I shouted, live. Let me tell you, the best thing, bless you, Mariah, $50 seed, the best thing that they could have ever done was right here in verse number 5. He said, no one took pity on you or cared for you. He said, on the day of your birth, on the day of your awakening, he said, and they threw you into an open field and left you alone. it was painful. It was disappointing. We were almost forced to aloneness since March 16th. We were almost forced to aloneness. But that's about the best thing that could have happened. Because while you out there lying in your own blood, flailing in your own blood, he said, they threw you into open field, but I shouted to you, live. Everybody just put this on the screen. Live, 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 live. I shall live and not die. Live, live. You thought you killed me, but you left. I'm going to live through this. They left you in an open field, flailing in your own blood. Oh, God, but I heard a signal. See, what you need to understand is you are a seed. Oh, let me tell you something. I know this don't mean a lot, but when you felt like you wanted to die, shouting live registers in my spirit. When I saw you in the trenches, when you was like, you know what, maybe, just maybe it'll be better without me. Come on now, I saw you in the trenches. But they put you in the field. And verse number 7 says this: I helped you to flourish like a young plant in the field. Like a young plant in the field. Like a young plant in the field. Like not a young plant, but like one. I'm not a kid anymore. I'm grown now. I'm not, but I have the energy like I'm still. Let me tell you something. I am stronger, more flexible, have more endurance at 55 than I did at 35. God says, I'm going to flourish you like a young plant in the field and grew you tall, which means you're going to be able to look down on the thing that was trying to pull you down and became wonderfully endowed. Ezekiel was talking to people that had been in bondage for a season. Ezekiel was talking to people that had been locked up for a season. People who were scared, who was intimidated, who was frustrated. The enemy had robbed them of their finances and robbed them of their faith and separated them from their family and left them all by themselves. But he said to them in Ezekiel, verse number 12, this was the prophecy that he gave earlier. He said, the days are coming soon for every vision, for the fulfillment of every vision. He said, and no matter what you are going through or dealing with, this is what he said. Your limitation is your only limitation is your own expectation. I know you're in the trenches. He said, but your only limitation is your own expectation. You're getting ready to walk into a season where every vision shall be fulfilled. People that had been separated in bondage, left in the trenches, wanted to die. But I saw you and I ran by and I told you, live. I'm a seed. Come on back to Skip. You didn't bury me. You planted me. I'm a seed. All I was waiting for was the right signal to come down and say, you gonna live. Even in the trenches. Even in the trenches. In the trenches. Every vision shall be fulfilled. My only limitation to getting what God has for me is my own expectation. Live. Ezekiel said, I saw you in the trenches. and I would look down and I told you to live. And something started rooting up in you. Roots started taking place. Seeds started breaking. Things happen in your life, and every vision shall be filled. Mm. Nothing new under the sun. Live. Live for you, live for your children, live for you, live for your family. Live. And just live. I saw you in the trenches. Yeah. I see my greatest visions when I'm in the trenches. Yeah. And I find my way back every time. Oh, God have mercy. Thank you, David L. Taylor, for preaching today with me. Trenches. George Hackett's Gill. I saw you in the trenches. Puffy eyes. Confused mind. Calling in work and you ain't even sick. Not physically. I just can't go down there and deal with these people today. I got too much on my mind. Live. I saw you flailing in your own blood. Live. Blessings. TTT, Taruma, Tithe, and Treasure. Pastor Fran gonna tell a story tonight. Oh, man. Thank you so much, Janine Holiday, Taruma, Tithe, and Treasure. Let's all give. I give a seed every day because I expect the harvest every day of my life. Every day of my life. Every day. I will always have because I will always give. That's the bottom line, y'all. Thank you for meeting me in the trenches. Yeah. We're giving Taruma. It's so easy to give Taruma. It's the smallest seed, biggest harvest. It's keeping a lot of us afloat in this season. Windows of heaven open. Somebody told me yesterday, said, Bishop, as bad as this year has been, I got to be honest with me, and I've had some losses. A lot of people died in my life. Said, but it's been about one of the best years I've ever had in my life. Consistent. Boom. Consistency is the key. Boy, we can learn to be more consistent. How much more weight would you have lost if you just kept going to the gym? How much more weight would you have lost if you kept walking, kept changing your diet? Come on, how much more money would you have saved? There you go, Queen. Get it in. Everybody. Yeah. Okay, we know our fast is starting. Intermittent fasting. Okay. Intermittent fasting starts on Monday. Any of y'all need some help on what the assignment is? A lot of hurt, but a lot of harvest. That's a good word. That's true. I have not been to the mailbox, Margot, but I sure will go check when I get through. Yeah, but I know it's there. Margot will make sure she's straight. Yeah, I'm every single time, Margot, and thank you for that. Y'all straight on the fast? Anybody need any help? Instagram, I'm gonna hit you right after this, all right? Anybody? Let me tell you something. You need the word of God in your life. Develop a consistent habit of doing the same thing all the time. Every Sunday at 9 o'clock, no matter what's going on, I'll block it out and I'm listening to the word of God undistracted. I'm not trying to multitask and wash dishes at the same time. Be present in that moment. Suck up all that word from somebody you know you love and trust. A lot of craziness out here. All right. www.thecitylove.com. And of course, tonight, we'll be here, Pastor Frank and I. When you hear this, Pastor Frank, let's share with you tonight. It could release everything that's been held up in you for years. All right? Y'all ready? I am too. I love y'all. Love, live, inspire. See y'all. And your only limitation is your own expectation. I'm going to live.